We're live. We're here. It's the best day on the Illini postgame show from No One Asked Us. Craig is here. I am here. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comments. We're going to talk Illini hoops for 30 minutes or so following tonight's unfortunate series of events in East Lansing. 85-82 was the final in overtime. A lot of things to talk about. Some positives, a lot of negatives. I know you're pretty fired up already. I've already received one text from a family member that said, "Tell Craig to behave." So this is my just passing it on to you. Hey, Craig, how's it going?
Good.
Let's just kind of get off the necessary stuff off the top. 85-82 was the final in overtime. As far as the game itself goes, it was about as even of a basketball game as you could find. Illinois led by 4 at the half. Michigan State outscored Illinois by 4 in the second half. And then, of course, Michigan State outscored Illinois by 3 in overtime, although it ended up being a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I had actually kind of walked out of the room, and I just kind of stumbled back in to see the 3 and Keaton Wagler's little too much, a little too late performance. Real quick, some of the numbers. Mirkovic, we'll talk about him. 18-6 and 6. Stojakovic 17-7. A ho-hum 16 for Keaton Wagler, which was pretty much all from the free throw line. He had 2 threes, including that one heave at the end. 6 rebounds for him, 3 assists. And then Tommy had 12 points as well. He also fouled out. Z had 5 points, 8 rebounds. Ben Hummerkaus, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And then, of course, Jeremy Pierce Jr., 26 points, 15 assists. We can say what you want about some of the extracurriculars, but he's pretty damn good. Okay, where do you want to go? Where do you want to start? Now that we've kind of got the important things off, do you want to talk about? Let's just leave it lighthearted to start. Was this the best Illinois Michigan State football game you've seen in a long time?
Thanks for making me laugh, Logan.
You're welcome.
Yeah, probably.
It was a very physical basketball game from the jump.
I mean, there's been a really good Illinois Michigan State football game within the last.
That's true.
7 years.
That's true.
And that one was in East Lansing too.
That's true.
I'm workshopping this in my head as we're speaking right now.
I love it. Let's go. Hit me.
One of these teams, don't want to say will be playing in Indianapolis, but I think has a very good chance to play in Indianapolis. And I think another one of these teams will be lucky to make the second weekend.
Interesting. I'm fascinated to hear which team you think is which, because I think both of these teams are very good basketball teams, but they're both really okay. All right, they're both looking at probably 3 seeds right now, which it is what it is. Keaton Wagler, this was not his night. But we were very quickly reminded that he is not the only stud freshman on this team. David Mirkovic was kind of the story this game. As I mentioned, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, a block, 7 free throws. He did have the lane violation, which was at a very critical time. But that was really, as Jason Benetti pointed out, that was really his only real blunder through most of the game. So we've been spending a lot of time talking about Keaton and his rise up the draft charts and into the first team all Big Ten conversation and the Big Ten Player of the Year conversation. And David was there to just quickly remind us that he's still very much a very valuable piece to this team. Would have liked to have obviously had a little bit more from Keaton Wagler, but I figured at some point he was going to come down to earth. He was 2 for 16 from the field. He was awful. He had one deep three. I don't even know if it was in the first half or the second half, and then he hit that heave at the end. This was not his night. But David and Andre really kept you in this thing. So I mean, obviously we need to kind of shout those guys out from the top, because this is a game that Illinois was very much, I don't want to say not in control of, but they led this game for quite a bit of the runtime. And they were really the stars. I'm trying to get all the positives out of the way because I know you're going to have a lot of other things to say. So I'm just trying to think of anything else.
No,
Jake Davis, the free throws.
It's what I said before. I think Illinois is a legit Final Four contender. I don't think Michigan State can get hurt. They cannot shoot the ball worth shit. They have zero shooters. Yeah. They shot 29% from three at home. Those are rims. That's where you practice. That's where you're supposed to be good. They don't have the shooting to get them to the Final Four. That's all I'm saying. They were kept in this game by certain factors that the refs let this game get physical. And I'm not saying they called a bad game. I'm saying they let it get physical, and they were calling it on Illinois late, and they were not calling it on Michigan State late. There were a couple times that Merck got hammered in the paint, and then they would go down on the other end, and we wouldn't touch them, and they got a foul.
There's two fouls at the end. Tommy's fifth foul was very questionable.
Yeah.
And then the foul right after that, I think, was on Stojakovic right after that.
I missed that one.
Credit to Fears. He's very good. He draws fouls. He gets to the free throw line. Like, I know he's a controversial subject right now, but like, he's a very good basketball player, and he does those things very well. So credit to him for doing that. But yes, there was a couple of those calls, especially towards the end, that I thought were, and I think it was Benetti that's pointed it out. Like, of all the calls, of all the things, the action that's happened in this game, that's the call that you go with to send Tommy to the bench. No, I agree. I don't think this is a particular. I mean, this is a good Michigan State team. As I said, they're probably going to be a 3 seed. Maybe they fall to the 4. I doubt they get higher than a 3. But I'm with you. I don't think they're necessarily a second weekend team. Definitely not a Elite 8 team. I do think Illinois obviously has the talent to do so. They showed it again tonight, even without their star freshman, who's been the talk nationally for the last 3 weeks. Had a pretty pitiful night despite scoring 16 points. But as you can see, they still have the weapons to get you to really to where you needed to go. In the end, though, obviously Michigan State got a few calls their way and a couple bounces that went their way, and they had the win.
I cannot. You saying it just now is the first I realized Keaton had 16 points.
Mm-hmm. It's all free throws.
2 of 16 points.
Yeah. That's the thing. He still had 16 points. 16 points and 6 rebounds. And 3 assists.
And obviously, as with any loss or win, the longer we get separated from the final buzzer, the more I'm starting to come to reality with either the good or the bad. That makes me feel so much better. He went 2 of 16. He was non-existent. You're also without your other starting guard who legitimately didn't play. And you had Tommy in foul trouble. Z was in foul trouble. Although I didn't understand, there was the one drive that Fears had. I don't remember if it was late in regulation or in overtime, where Z didn't challenge at all. And I think at the time he only had 3 fouls. Or did he have 4?
I don't know what he had at that point. He finished with 4, right?
Okay, well, maybe he had 4 then, and I was...
Or maybe he only finished with 2. Did Z only had 2 fouls.
Did he?
Z only had 2 fouls.
So I don't understand why he didn't try and swat Fears. There was one drive in particular that I'm remembering that he just let Fears go and get a wide open layup. But that's kind of where I'm falling back to, is that I'm frustrated at the way the end of the game went with the officials and some of the shots that Illinois just tried to take. I didn't love the offense late. I thought there was a lot of...
Oh, I agree.
There was a lot of... The word in my head is stagnation. There was a lot of stagnation where Merck brought it up, rejected a ball screen, took the ball screen, and there was no passing. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
That's my frustration, is with just the execution and some of the officiating. but I still think Illinois is the better team. I think maybe the only game they lose the rest of the year is the Michigan game. So 17-3 in the Big Ten would not be anything to slouch at. But when the game was right there, and then the way the last 3 minutes of regulation and overtime went, just leaves a bad taste.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that does somewhat concern me about this team is, yes, Keaton had an off night despite scoring 16 points, really just 2 points shy of the team leader. But what I'm struggling to come up with is there is a lot of talent on this team. But as we got down the stretch in this game, as poorly as he was playing, I'm just struggling to see who else is gonna be the guy, who's gonna take the shot. I mean, it came from Mirkovic. He drove. He did what he had to do. He was great tonight. He was sensational. I want it to be Stojakovic. I really do. It's just he just hasn't been, like, again, 17 points. He had a great night. 17-7. And none of those were from the free throw line. He didn't even shoot a single free throw. So
he's the
in those
one
moments
guy that when he takes a three, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, he made one tonight. Yeah, it's going to be Keaton. He's going to be the guy all year. He wasn't it tonight. And that's the one thing that worries me a little bit is when he's having an off night, who's going to take over? Who's going to be the guy? And they have the talent. It doesn't, like, I shouldn't be super concerned about it because we talked about it at the Purdue game. Other guys made shots tonight. David, Andrej, Jake hit the free throws. Tommy hit a 3 late-ish. Like, there are guys, but I just, if Keaton's having an off night, like, and maybe that's where Kylan comes into play in a couple more weeks or whenever he's back. But I just want somebody to be able to take over down the stretch if it's not him, because Keaton was trying, but it wasn't happening. And at some point they have to figure something else out, but they just kept going to him. So,
yeah, sorry, I was reading.
You're fine. I figured you were reading comments or something.
Coleman Hawkins is, I guess he tweeted once, "This is dead ass how they have to win basketball games. LOL, disgusting to watch." Which, it's not the exact thing, but did you see the interview with Luka Garza this week?
About the baskets?
Yeah. Luka Garza was on a podcast, and he said he has a conspiracy theory that Michigan State, the rims are different on ends of the floor, and the away team gets the worst of the two rims in the second half.
I did think about that during the game.
Stats kind of line up. Illinois shot 21% from three in the second half and 32% from the field. Michigan State shot 39% from the field and 30% from three in the second half. But in the first half, which would have been the rim that Illinois was playing on in the second half, they shot 45% from the field. So I don't know if you can say that, but it was a thought in my head. Yeah.
So this loss snaps what was a 12-game win streak for Illinois. The win for Michigan State ends a 2-game skid for them. They lost recently to Michigan, of course, and then at Minnesota earlier this week. As you said, I like Illinois the rest of the way here. I agree. The Michigan game is probably the only real main loss on the schedule. I still get worried of that West Coast trip. I just have a feeling one of those they're going to fall, but maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not super concerned moving forward about this team. This is a game that you would have liked to have won it. You obviously could have. It was within your reach. But
someone said this. Kai in the comments. I flashed it up earlier. Go ahead.
I was just, as you alluded to, on Twitter, Big Ten was never going to let Michigan State lose this game.
Dude, and I'm sorry, I've already dropped a couple curse words. The Big Ten has to stop sucking Izzo's dick. He gets whatever the hell he wants, man. It is ridiculous, and he bitches so much. I used to have no problem with Michigan State. They were one program in the Big Ten that I was like, you know what? They're good. Izzo's great. He's a good coach. But every year it seems to get worse and worse, and he just cries and cries, and it doesn't help that
He
my
was
better half
crying. He was livid after the trip that wasn't a trip.
that was a trip.
Well, but they didn't call it as a trip.
They didn't
So
call
like
it a
when they
trip.
showed him, like he was flaming red. So
Yeah,
I just assumed they called it a trip. But then it comes out that they didn't call it a trip. So what was he fuming over?
I think he was mad about the fact that they stopped play to review it, maybe. I think Brad asked for it in the middle of a play, and so they stopped. I don't know. But it doesn't help
You
me
go
that
with it was a trip?
Oh, yes. That was not a normal stop my momentum here.
If that was any other player in college basketball, would you care?
I think it's he put his leg out. I don't think there's any doubt that he was. But what I was going to say, Kai's comment.
Yes.
I hate losing, but this was our worst performance since UConn and MSG, and we were right there. I would agree, and we put up 82 points. I know it was
and we
overtime,
almost won.
71 in regulation, whatever it was.
That's saying something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think there's any cause for concern.
No.
I think we went up on KenPom. We're up to number 4 on KenPom after a loss. Number 1 offense still, number 21 defense. Like, it's hard to win in Breslin, and it's even harder when things go the way they did tonight. We do have some comments in here, so let's get to some comments if you don't have anything else. Another one from Kai. Love Keaton, but we should have moved him off the ball and kept running through Mirk down the stretch in regulation.
Yeah, I mean, and they did, but towards the very end, they decided to go back to Keaton, despite it not being his night. And maybe the thought there was, even if he's not going to hit those shots, maybe he'll get to the free throw line. He has a better shot to make them than Mirk does. Maybe that was the play, because that's obviously where he was getting all of his offense from, was the free throw line. But yeah, I mean, I certainly, I don't disagree. It just wasn't Keaton's night. So
I don't think I will.
Pretty good night.
I don't think I'll ever be comfortable watching David Mirkovic at point, because he looks so uncoordinated, but he's so good. Yeah. Like he might be the best basketball player that looks uncoordinated. The way he runs, it's very heavy on his feet, but he is awesome.
He can handle it, man. I mean, again, I don't know that he's seen a ton of pressure defensively since he's been in that role, but no, he's handled it pretty well. So for not having the other primary ball handler, not counting Petrovic, the one that's actually in the rotation, he's done a pretty good job of carrying that load. Yeah. What else you got?
My boy Lyndon in the chat. Anyone know what happened to Andre in OT? Like, WTF happened to him? I didn't notice. Let me check the.
Did he just went MIA, or?
I guess, yeah. He got 1 rebound, didn't take a single shot, got the 1 foul called on him. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wasn't laser focused on overtime because I was so heart pounding. And I think I came up here with a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
So I didn't see a lot of the end, but I don't know what you're talking about, Lyndon.
He just kind of went MIA a little bit, is what he's saying. I think the thing for me, this was a back and forth game the whole time, but there was a point late in the second half where things really just started to turn, and that's where everything just kind of went downhill. Once they got that lead at whatever point it was, probably around the 3-minute mark, that's kind of where things went south for me. And I mean, I was still obviously paying attention, but I was a little frustrated with how things are trending as well.
Oops.
What else
Blake's
we got?
Comment here. I'm going to go back to one before this, but this just popped up and something came in my head. I'm sure someone has already said it, but Jeremy Fears literally makes watching basketball not fun. He's worse to watch than Shea is. Foul baiting and the Breslin and the Breslin got us tonight. There was one play, and you've seen it more lately, where they do the ball screen, the screener rolls, and I think it was, I don't think it was the one they called the foul on Tommy. It was either right before or after it, where the screener sealed Tommy and Fears just went around him. And I thought that was a very well coached and designed play because Fears knows that he's weaving through there to get the layup. But yes, I thought what Blake is saying during the game is that I don't feel I don't know how to say it. He's not aesthetically pleasing.
No, I can see that. I get that. He's a very good player. But
15 assists, or what do you end up with?
17, I think.
Yeah, 15, 26 and 15.
Sure.
Okay. That's a crazy stat line.
Yeah. He's the foul baiting is a lot. And he's obviously not everyone's favorite right now. But in the battle of Big Ten Player of the Year candidates, he definitely won the battle and the war tonight.
Yeah. So this is like my last, second to last thing I was going to pin. And there's a couple of these. Will Bradley tonight came down to who rebounded better, control the boards, control the game.
Yes.
And also Blake. Also, did we unlearn how to box out tonight?
Yep.
Yes.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, lost the rebounding battle by 10. And we were down early. It was immediately out of the gate that they were more physical and getting more boards.
And it was the offensive rebound, especially early. That ended up being knotted up. It was 15-15 on the offensive side. But yeah, the defensive rebound, that hurt Illinois. There's, this was going to be the team that was going to probably out rebound you. That's Michigan what they do very well. So if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be this game. But yeah, there were times that last shot, whenever it was overtime or into the regulation, the not boxing out after the shot, that was horrendous. Yeah, there were some mishaps there that Michigan State's a very good rebounding team though. So I'm not too concerned about it, but yeah, that's obviously frustrating because that's what Illinois has been very good at too.
I do think your dad made a good point though. I think that part of the rebounding issue was that Illinois was sending guys back to stop the fast break.
I noticed that.
Yeah. I didn't notice
they're normally crashing a lot more. But there were a lot of times where you would normally see 4 guys crash and 1 go back. That's usually what they do. But yes, in this game, they did not do that. That was very much the case.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to get to this real quick.
You're good.
Lyndon,
you're good.
Back in here. I was going to mention this earlier when we were talking about Michigan State.
How is your house tonight?
Well, the in-laws are in town as well.
Oh,
so they're obviously rooting for their daughter. So I was ganged up on, but I definitely feel your pain, Lyndon. And I know you got the text too, Lyndon. I didn't tell Logan this. So obviously wake up this morning. I know the game's tonight. So we're going out to run some errands. We got Bennett a haircut. So I put him in a Illinois little baby polo and some orange pants and shirt for going out. And then later in the day, I think I was either taking a nap or in the shower. I can't remember which. And I come out and Bennett runs up to me and he has on a Michigan State shirt. Dad was not happy.
Yeah.
So, it was a rough watch. I like to watch games in silence and they were having their conversations and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. She roots for Illinois as well. Sure. Because she did live in Champaign for 4 or 5 years. But these games are interesting here because she's a Michigan State alum. I'm not an Illinois alum, but an Illinois fan, and Lyndon the same way. So yeah, I feel your pain, Lyndon.
Can we talk about the broadcast? Did you see my comment on the broadcast very early on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. For some reason, I saw who was on it, and
I love Benetti. Like
he's my
I don't have a
favorite.
problem with Steve Smith either.
For some reason, I thought he went to Ohio State.
No, he's a Michigan State guy, and that's not even the whole problem. And I was texting with my dad about this because he saw my tweet.
Is this real?
Go ahead. Probably. What's up, Cassius?
Is that the real Cassius?
Good to see you, buddy. I thought there was a point fairly early. This was at halftime, I think, when I was texting my dad about this. If I was watching this game with the full broadcast, but not the score, I just could not see the score. I would have just assumed Michigan State was up by like 10 the whole game, just based on the replays, the conversation. It was just it just felt very Michigan State skewed. Now I get it. Steve Smith is a Michigan State grad, so you're going to have that. Cohen Carr had a couple of tremendous dunks. So of course those were like the big highlights. I get all those factors, but it just felt very much skewed towards Michigan State, despite Illinois being the higher ranked team, having the player that's been in the national conversation positively over the course of the last few weeks. And a team that was really leading for most of the first half, especially, it just felt like the conversation. And as I said on Twitter, I'm not usually one to like complain about national broadcasts. Like some of them are good, some of them are bad, but like this one in particular just felt very skewed one way or the other. So I'm almost kind of glad Michigan State won, so that they can, Fox can have that moment, because it just, I don't know, it just felt very much skewed one way. But,
yeah, I get that.
I don't know.
I get that. I mean,
I don't normally complain about those things, but it just kind of, I thought it was fun.
What you get, man. Michigan State's the Big Ten's golden child in basketball.
They are, and they're a big brand.
Hype them up. They're gonna hype them up.
They're a big brand. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, who was the FS1's highest rated college basketball game ever?
Yeah. Also,
Illinois, Nebraska.
Yeah. What athlete is leading the NIL merch?
Yeah, Keaton Wagler.
A certain Keaton Wagler.
Right.
I'm not worried.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not worried. I
don't think
we'd like to get Kylan Boswell back here soon. I don't know what the timeline is on that, but would definitely like to see him sooner rather than later. Coming up this week, Tuesday, Illinois hosts Wisconsin, and then Sunday, Indiana. Both home games, both winnable, but also two good teams that are tournament teams that are certainly capable of upsetting you. What's this? By the way, we just beat you in Underwood and Izzo Common. MSU's more likely to make the Final Four than Illinois. I don't buy it. I don't think that's true. I really don't.
No.
I think Craig. I think you're right.
Come back and clip this in April if it happens.
But I mean, it's certainly possible. I've seen Illinois flame out before, but I just think Illinois has. And we all know the tournament's super matchup based. Like it is what it is. But yeah, your comment, I agree. I don't think they're a particularly great shooting team, and if he can will them to the Final Four, if Jeremy Fears can will them all the way there, like that's certainly possible because he is that good. But I don't know that what he has around him, if he's having an off night, is going to.
Who made the Final Four last year? Do you remember? Duke, Houston, Florida, and Auburn. Was it all one seeds last year?
I think last year was a chalk year. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at like the offensive metrics for Final Four teams, because currently Michigan State has the 42nd ranked offense. I just don't think that can do much for you.
No. I mean, it's certainly possible. You have one of the best point guards on the planet. When you have that, you might have enough. But I don't know that there's quite enough around him to get there.
Yeah.
As I was saying, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana coming up. Both of these teams, winnable games at home, but as I said, both games, they're both good teams that are capable of doing things. Wisconsin has already Beat Nebraska once, beat Purdue once. They beat USC. They lost. No, they lost to those teams. They beat Michigan earlier. That's what I was looking at. So like these are games they're certainly capable of winning, and they're capable of losing. But I would definitely lean more towards the winning side. Any keys that you want to discuss for Wisconsin or Indiana?
No, they're two home games.
Win, baby, win.
Yeah, just win them. I don't care if you win them by 1 or win them by 20. Just win them. They're at home. You can't lose home games and expect to win a conference title. So if you can hold serve at home and then do what you need to do, like I said, even if they lose to Michigan, that's still a 17-3 Big Ten season, as long as you don't drop one you're not supposed to. But no, I think Wisconsin is better than a lot of people thought, but I still don't think they're great. I mean, they're 41 in KenPom. Indiana's 35 in KenPom. I don't think either of those are teams that Illinois should lose to. My concern is, will teams pick up on what Michigan State did to Wagler and shut the water off for him? And if that's the case, it's on Brad to make adjustments or Tyler to make adjustments offensively and go through someone else. But that's the thing. They can, Mark can bring the ball up, I think Tommy, I thought played well tonight other than the foul trouble, but Michigan State's a team you're going to get in foul trouble against. So, yeah.
Here's the thing. I think from here on out, aside from the Michigan game, and maybe another game in there, I think Illinois is always going to have 3 or 4 of the best players. Well, no, probably more than that. Probably 4 or so of the best players on the court at all times. I think the talent from top to bottom that Illinois has is better than the talent that most of the teams left on the schedule has. So does that necessarily always mean you're going to win every game? No, absolutely not. It certainly didn't mean anything tonight, but I think that's something, pretty important when you have as skilled of a team as Illinois has. So, 2 home games, 2 winnable games, but
can you name 2 Wisconsin players?
No.
Can you name 1?
In this moment, no. Now that you put me on the spot.
I think I could have named 1, but I've looked up and so I know, so I can't answer it. I think I could have named 1 though. And I don't think I would have got his first name without looking it up.
Blackwell would have been that's the one. Yeah. But no, I couldn't. No. But they've already beat Michigan already once. So we'll see. Where was that game at though?
At Michigan.
That was at Michigan. It's certainly possible. We'll see what happens. Any final words from you?
I think this is a question for you from Johnny Cash 12. If we have the same record as Michigan, we get first, right? It depends on what happens in the head-to-head, right?
Yes, it'll come down to head-to-head as far as the seeding goes, yeah.
So they would need to lose 1 more, right?
If it's a 2-way tie, I believe it's head-to-head.
Yeah.
If it ends up being a 3-way tie, then it's, I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but
yeah.
I'm not particularly concerned about the 1 or the 2 in the Big Ten tournament. I think
I want to
either
avoid
way you're getting a
Michigan side of the bracket. If they're the 1, I don't want the 4 or 5.
Sure.
Which Illinois is not falling between 4 or 5. I would ideally like the 2 or 3.
Yeah. I think you're going to end up with the 1, the 2, or the 3, in which case I guess there's a scenario in which Illinois and Michigan are 2 and 3, but I don't really foresee that happening. But yeah. All right. Let's shut it down. I'm tired. Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting with us. Sorry if I've been a little scatterbrained. It's been a long day. And that game took a lot of emotion out of me. So, but I'm glad that you behaved, Craig. Despite a few curse words here and there.
For the most part.
Final from East Lansing, 85-82 in overtime. Oh, that's good. That's a good look, Charlie Brown. 85-82 overtime. Michigan State over Illinois. Illinois hosts Wisconsin and Indiana this week. We will maybe do a post-game show one of these games. We'll just kind of see what our schedule is like and go from there. The Wisconsin game is Tuesday, so not that really matters. Tuesday and Sunday. All right, he's Craig. I'm Logan. We will see you guys next time. Have a great night. Enjoy the Super Bowl. You have a pick?
Hopefully Seahawks. I don't know though. I think they're very evenly matched, but go Seahawks.